It's Mickey B. It's been a little bit, not a long time. I just wanted to come and talk to you today about how to be a better speaker. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube, and including myself, I've noticed that we all have kind of picked up some bad habits when speaking in front of a camera. And I know better because I took a speech class in college, so I know all the things that I'm doing wrong, and now I'm going to go ahead and make an effort to correct them, a conscious effort to correct them, and I thought I'd share a few of those tips with you. So if you want to be a better speaker, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to accomplish that. Now, the first tip is when you're speaking, do not speak fast. Most people have a tendency to speak too quickly, and it just doesn't go over really well. You speak so fast that you lose your train of thought because you're kind of uncomfortable or nervous about speaking in front of a camera, or you feel a little awkward because there's no one there but you and a camera. Maybe you might feel weird. So sometimes we just tend to talk too fast just because you're uncomfortable. And you always want to just, bring it down 1,000 and just speak at a regular pace, a regular conversational pace, so that you can ensure that everybody is understanding and hearing what you're saying and you're not moving through it too quickly. The second tip is we use a lot of filler words. And when I say filler words, humans instinctually, when we speak, become accustomed to not pausing, taking the time to think about what you want to say before you say it. So we have a tendency to use filler words because when you pause, there's a silence. And that silence makes people uncomfortable. People become so uncomfortable with the silence that they start to fill that silence with filler words, such as, you know what I mean? So, I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? And then, and all the filler words are just empty words that really say nothing. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example of just a couple of sentences using filler words. Today, I'm going to talk about, how I did this protective style using, like some products that I had never heard of. So I went ahead and decided that I was going to take this product and, you know how we do, just kind of that idea. I wasn't really saying much of anything, but the filler words really were not saying anything. Now, here's the proper way we should talk. And remember, all you're simply doing is, number 1, you slowed down the pace. And number 2, you've taken a pause in between the words. And that allows the listener to know when you're beginning a sentence and ending a sentence, starting a new sentence. So you add in the grammar, if you will, and the punctuation through your voice. For example, hello, curl friends. How is everyone today? We're going to talk about protective styles today, and I'm going to show you a protective style that I came up with that I'm very happy with. I'm happy with this protective style because it shows, number 1, how to protect your ends, and number 2, it just exhibits a great style that can accommodate and accompany most any face and bring out any feature. Something like that. Now, the third tip and final tip for today I'm going to give you is, what's my third tip? Oh, my third tip is the use of the hands. When people speak a lot, because you're kind of uncomfortable, they tend to use their hands a lot. And what happens is, when you use your hands, if you put too much animation in your hands, people tend to focus on your hands, and then they do not listen to what you're saying. And another problem with the hands is I know this does not apply, but if you're speaking in front of in front of a podium, you tend to bang. That nervousness comes out and you don't feel it, and you start banging the podium. Or if you're at a table or a bench, your hands will start banging, and then we'll hear sounds in the video of you banging. So one way to counter that is control your hands. So I know you can't see my hands down here, but a lot of times you just fold them together. And if you're folding them together, they can't move. And if you do want to move as they're folded together, you can twiddle your thumbs or whatever if you feel like you absolutely have to move something. But for the most part, keep them folded down and then add them in every now and then to really emphasize a point, to really make a point. But not all the time. There's a cooking show that I watch, and every time she speaks, her hands are all over the place. And it's just like, I want to just say, stop it! But a lot of times you're not aware. So when you look back at your videos, really look at what you're doing in the video. And if you want to use your hands, bring them in at a time where you're really enforcing a point, but not all the time. And then you retract them and then just speak slowly, speak clearly, forget all the filler words, and control the animation of your hands. And those 3 tips, my friends, will prove to generating a better looking video, a better sounding video, and a video that people will enjoy watching and really understand and walk away with your point. The other reason we slow down also is because it allows us to think about what we're going to say before we say it. And we won't forget a lot of our points, which I do all the time. And you see now, I may sound a little different because I'm actually a little bit more uncomfortable speaking correctly than I am just rambling on. But I'm speaking properly. And I stayed on point. I followed all the points that I wanted to make. I've made sure to include all the points that I wanted to make. And I believe that I did that using all of my tips that I shared with you today. So I know it sounds a little bit formal too, and it doesn't have to be this formal. We can make it more conversational, but quite honestly, I was actually a little nervous doing this, and that's weird. But again, I hope the tips have helped someone out there, and let's challenge ourselves in the future to just make some videos every now and then. We don't have to do it all the time, but just make some videos where we slow down our talking, we kill all those filler words, and we control the animation of our hands. And animation of the hands can be good and can be effective, but there can also be overkill. So remember, you want to use it at the right time when you're really emphasizing that point. All right, you guys, it was nice talking to you, and I will be checking in with you probably in a couple of weeks, starting the 18th of October. That will begin my sixth month on the KimmayTube Challenge, my 6th and final month. So stay tuned for that. And I've got other videos that I'm trying to get out there, but time is precious and few. Very few. I know that probably sounded grammatically incorrect, but you know what I mean. Have a great night, you guys, or a great day, or a great morning, whichever applies, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.